Grand Rising, my everythings. I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime the new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications anytime the new reads are being posted, okay? This read is going to be for Leo. Leo, I'm seeing that during the cycle of this read, the energy is like really being influenced by the moon. The moon obviously goes through an orbital cycle every 27 days. The moon influences memory, monthly changes, and emotions that are associated with those memories, okay? And then I'm also seeing that the planet Jupiter is influencing energies during the cycle of this read. Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle every 11 years. Jupiter influences good fortune, prosperity, growth, change, expansion, and healing energy, okay? So overall, I'm seeing that the spirit of true self has been dealing with stuff, right? You know, you're alive, it happens. So during the cycle of this read, I'm seeing that the ego within the spirit of true self is seeking security and money, okay? And then I'm also seeing that the spirit of true self is sending messages to focus on certain aspects of your experiences so that you grow from them, right? So during the cycle of this read, I am seeing that the soul has been teaching the spirit of true self a good amount of things. With the northern wind, you got some eastern wind, and you also have some southwestern wind, which is funny because it came out here and it also came out in the other cards that we pull from during your spread or for your spread, right? So specifically with the southwestern wind, which has to do with the process of power, that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about that process of power in regard to the planet Jupiter. Not making that up. They literally came out in this part of the spread and then also in that part of the spread, right? So Jupiter is strongly involved, like I said, with the energy that's flowing during the cycle of this read, and the soul is trying to teach the spirit of true self a lesson about the process of power in regard to Jupiter, what Jupiter does, how it's been influencing things over the past 11 years, or if you're in that 11-year cycle, right? Jupiter specifically influences change, growth, healing energy, good fortune, and prosperity. So take it as it resonates, okay? I'm also seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about partnership and community. Yeah. And I'm also seeing that that has to do with your friends and your family values. So something about the things that you're experiencing during the cycle of this read are strongly associated with how Jupiter is involved, and so is the moon energy involved with the memories and the emotions that are associated with what is going on with you during these 27-day cycles, pretty much monthly, right? As well as how that's also integrated with Jupiter getting you to that prosperity, that good fortune, that healing energy that you're destined to be in, okay? And I'm seeing that you've been learning lessons about it by the way of your partnerships in your community with the northern wind, having to do specifically with your friends and your family values, okay? Then I'm also seeing some eastern wind, where the soul has been teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to perception regarding the way, like the momentum. That's what I'm seeing. Like the momentum in which you do things. I'm hearing pace yourself or plan or something like that, because it's sending a message of like, don't rush in. Like your perception that you learned during the cycle of this read is not to rush in and to, like, I guess, be patient with yourself or be patient with others, okay? Especially since you're seeking security from this. Well, the ego of yourself is seeking security from this, okay? So I'm seeing the reason why you don't want to rush in is because of leech-like energy, where some frequency or some energy may have been draining you or attaching itself to you or something like that, right? So that's what I'm seeing, where you may have learned the lesson during the cycle of this read, where you learn more about yourself, right? By the way of the family values that have been instilled in you with that northern wind, as well as how you navigate through it as a sovereign entity or being through your community that you're integrated with. And I'm seeing that this community that's specifically being highlighted during the cycle of this read are your friends. So your friends, depending on what kind of relationship that you have with your family, your friends could be emulating a frequency of like a family type of bond, right? And that doesn't make them less of family. It's just showing me that like your relationships with your friends are also I'm not meant to say mirroring, because they're not mirroring the relationships with your family, though they are teaching you lessons about your own family values that you learned or that were instilled in you by the way of your own family. And this is whether if you were adopted or you had a good or bad relationship with your family, right? The reason why the soul is teaching the spirit of true self these lessons is obviously because you're meant to grow from these experiences. And I'm just seeing like that there's some judgment involved during the cycle of this read. So I'm just seeing that that's strongly involved with your hesitation to move forward in certain types of ways because you don't want to rush in. Yes. Involving relationships regarding your friends because of your family values, okay? And Jupiter is strongly involved with you learning that lesson and growing from it, because it's going to put you on a pathway of healing, good fortune, growth, prosperity, and stuff like that, okay? I hope that I explained that in the best way possible. So the spirit of true self is sending messages of unconditional love. So I don't know if this was or is one of your family values that you were raised on, or it's one that you're being activated in now that Jupiter is getting involved, okay? So with the unconditional love, Spirit is saying that I remind you of the magic of love and that you are blessed. Then I'm seeing the spirit of Earth, where Spirit is sending a message to have faith because you are supported. And then I'm seeing the spirit of purification, where it says to raise your vibrations by caring for your energy. Okay? And of course, this is important, especially involving that leech energy that we were just talking about, was kind of like affecting or influencing the reason why you're learning these lessons that you're learning during the cycle of the read. So the leech energy could have existed when you were younger, or it could be something, like I said, that you're going through now during the cycle of the read that you're learning from in regard to not rushing in, your friends, and your family values, okay? And essentially how Jupiter and the moon energy are influencing those emotions that are associated with what you're experiencing on like a monthly basis, as well as a cycle that's been in process in regard to the Jupiter energy over the past 11 years. So just depending on where Jupiter is right now, you can do the research, look it up. I'm not about to do the research for you. However, you can look it up, how far Jupiter is in its orbital cycle, and kind of date that back to the time when maybe a certain relationship or cycle started, or you know what I mean, just kind of decipher where it is that you are in regard to your healing energy, your good fortune, and stuff like that. Okay, so if you are not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered or is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you. So thank you. The time that have been offered to me is justice. With that, justice energy is coming through as loyalty and luxury. That's some really good justice. Loyalty and luxury are really good justice offering, so thank you. And it's also coming through as like something exciting, so I appreciate you for that. Then the energy that I see you in is the Nine of Rods. The Nine of Rods energy represents someone that is going to have to be brave and courageous in regard to standing strong, like in the face of adversity. So like standing strong on your wisdom and the values. Like I said, it does say family values, and you're being received as like philosophical through everything that you've experienced during the cycle of the read. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And then I'm also seeing this Nine of Rods energy coming through as like not disturbing or anything like that. So it's not causing like whatever adversity you have to stand strong against, right? It's not something that disturbs the cycle of you being in that healing energy in regard to Jupiter, or you being in that energy of like receiving prosperity, though it is something that you're going through so that you can become wiser. Okay, so I'm seeing in the past position during the cycle of this read that you were in the Wheel of Fortune energy. With that Wheel of Fortune energy, it is coming through as your immortality, and like you were destined to overcome whatever challenges that you've gone through, or to learn from the lessons that you've learned from. Like I did say, there is that frequency and that energy of the spirit sending a message about purification and raising your vibration. So that is a part of your destiny, to be able to raise your vibration and essentially ascend with the spirit of earth, right? That is represented by the way of your faith and how you are supported. And that could also have to do with your family values, right? Or the relationships, or the dynamic of the relationships that you have between you and your friends. So then I'm also seeing the Three of Swords energy. It's showing me that maybe you went through some type of heartbreak, or maybe you went through some type of heartbreak, though I'm seeing that you were able to get through it gracefully, and you were able to overcome that heartbreak gracefully. And like I said, it's because you were meant to be purified by the experience. Prioritize the wellness of your soul, and you're being received as like attractive, or you're attracting to yourself better experiences in that healing energy because you were able to get over the heartbreak gracefully. Okay, then I'm just seeing that you went through all of this while you were chasing money, or like the ego side of you is chasing money. And it's just kind of funny because it reminds me of how, like, I don't know if this has happened to you or anyone else, though there are those very common cycles of like how if you start dating someone or something like that, and then all of a sudden your exes or random guys just be trying to holler at you, or random females try to holler at you, and it's like, y'all wasn't checking for me when I was single. That kind of energy. So take it as it resonates. It is kind of given that, like, that kind of energy, like people go through cycles and stuff like that, and because you went through the heartbreak that you experienced, and you did it gracefully, you didn't like get depressed or anything like that. Instead, like, you elevated and just operated in the frequency and the energy of acceptance, right? So I'm seeing the Two of Swords energy, which has to do with like trust and walking by faith and not by sight. And I'm also seeing that with judgment. So Spirit is saying like that it is your judgment to, like I said, operate in that frequency and that energy of unconditional love, because that's essentially what you're going through this for, really, right? Even as you're seeking security and money, like you get a new job, you get a new car, you get a new house, stuff like that, and then, you know, there are relationships that you have either with the people that you work with, people in your family, i.e. your friends, or you know, so on and so forth. However, one of those things that I'm seeing is like that as you're focused on seeking security and money, Spirit is also focused on, you know, Spirit has a motive, and its motive is for you to experience unconditional love. Its motive is for you to be connected to the spirit of earth, and for you to feel like you're supported by the spirit of the actual earth. And then also, like I said, that purification energy. So like I said, there are two different energies that are influencing the cycle of this read, and one of them has been going on, you know, Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle for 11 years. Only you know how long it's been going on because of the specific relationship or the dynamic of the relationship or the job or or the partnership between you and someone and your family or your business. Just take it as it resonates, though I'm seeing that it does have something to do with like a heartbreak or a relationship. So I'm going to say relationship, and it could be a friendship, like a friendship that you were involved in over or less than 11 years, right? And only you know the dynamic of this because of Jupiter, right? So like I said, do your research, find out when Jupiter started its last orbital cycle, and then kind of use that to figure out, well, who is she really talking about? Like, what relationship is she actually talking about? And then it'll make all the sense, and you figure out like who it is that you've been talking to or that you interact with on a monthly basis, and you're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So take it as it resonates. And I'm seeing that towards the end of the cycle of the read, that there's a judgment, or there was a judgment in regards to your trust, right? So I'm also seeing that this was like a really quiet judgment, or you're being received as quiet. Like, people are processing your energy as like very peaceful and calm and not loud and not painful. So it's just giving like butterfly energy, right? And the reason why I say butterfly energy is because butterflies represent transformation in the spirit realm. Though in this realm, like the physical realm, they represent, like, how do you explain it? Like they're from the insect family, though at the same time they can coexist with you and not threaten you, right? Or not make you feel threatened. And then they also are quiet. Yeah. So that's the thing about butterflies. And that's why I said, like, it's just giving like that butterfly energy, where it's like you're not threatening, you don't come across as threatening, you just gracefully just, you know, do what you do. And it's kind of reminding me of when I was in the store with my niece and my nephew, and they're more like bees, okay? And the reason why I say that they're like bees is because when you go in the store with them, they're like, they want to go be around everything, right? They want to smell every flower. I mean, that's just how I see my, you know, some of the dynamics of my relationships. Like, how are you when we go in the store together? And, you know, some beings are just, very quiet, and you know, they do their own thing. They don't mind saying hello to people or anything like that, or being seen. They don't mind being seen. However, they're pretty quiet for the most part. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Well, that's exactly what I'm seeing with this Two of Swords energy, because it's like there is a level of trust in you and the energy that you bring, and you're not coming across as like a threat or like someone that's boisterous or loud or confrontational or anything like that. Okay, so I pulled some angel energy because obviously the angel is the judge, and then it says that it's up to you. So even as the angel is giving judgment, it's saying, the angel is saying that it's up to you, like maybe what it is that you want to speak out on, or how it is that you want to represent that unconditional love. Okay, then I'm also seeing to be assertive. Okay, and this also, like I said, is intertwined with the ego's focus on getting money. So take it as it resonates. I'm seeing the date energy. Someone or you are thinking about like going and starting to date again, right? Meeting someone new, setting a date, or maybe even dating online. I'm seeing self-indulgence. So indulging in self-care, self-worth, understanding self-value, taking the time to heal, doing the shadow work, doing the healing on the inside, and Jupiter is helping you. All of these planets that we have align with the organs within us. So that's why I say like these planets are helping you, because they also help you function and exist, right? So with that shadow work and recognizing that it's the time to heal, and Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle every 11 years, and Jupiter influences expansion, growth, change, and healing energy. So considering the fact that the self-indulgence card came out, you may have been nudged to go out, or inspired or influenced to go out on a date, or you just met someone, or someone showed an interest in you, or you showed an interest in someone else, or you started dating someone on an app or something like that. And there's like this going within and recognizing self-worth, doing the healing work. And I'm seeing that spirit has been doing it subconsciously, because you, the ego side of you, has been focusing on getting money. So then there is obviously like a sense of self-appreciation, because as you're focusing on getting money and being financially stable, secure, and abundant, also with Jupiter energy, because that represents good fortune and prosperity, other people are noticing, right? And that's also giving you that external validation and appreciation for all of the hard work that you're doing. And then with that Nine of Rods energy that you're in during the cycle of the read, is also showing that it's also showing that shadow work, because you're standing strong in the face of adversity, and the judgment is that you're being received as quiet and calm, though also graceful, right? So take it as it resonates. Then I'm also seeing the picture energy. With the picture energy, there is a representation of someone looking at pictures, someone missing you, a sense of nostalgia, and like you making new memories, okay? Then I'm seeing the talking energy, and that's someone being interested in you, something waiting for you to, someone waiting for you to send them a message, you communicating with someone, text, calls, email, and just like communicating more or talking more with someone. All right, so let's talk about the emotions and the specific messages that are associated with the overall read. So I'm seeing that someone is missing you, or you may be missing someone. Spirit is saying don't panic, don't feel inferior. To look, the calm energy has come through, and that was your judgment, that you were received as like quiet and calm and peaceful and tranquil. And then I'm seeing that you don't have a lot on your plate, so you're not overwhelmed by the lessons that you've learned, or the, like I said, in the Nine of Rods energy, It's coming through as not disturbing. So it's not overwhelming, and no one's overburdening you with the controversies of society, right? And you, even still, you are being merited and credited wisdom because you're growing from the lessons that you're learning, okay? This is an energetic read, so some type of energy was offered to me for me to be able to do the read for you. And like I said, the energy that was offered to me was of luxury and loyalty, so thank you. Then I'm seeing you in this energy of joy. I'm seeing that someone is saying, I really need the strength and the right words to say this. So maybe someone wants to tell you something, or you want to tell that person something. Okay. I am seeing an energy for you to feel reliable and for you to feel content. So satisfied, content, reliable. These may be emotions that are associated with those family values that you want to also experience in the relationships with your friends, or this romantic relationship that you were in where you got your heart broken. And sometimes the personal relationships of, that are rooted in romanticism, if you got your heart broken, it could also influence the way that you build friendships moving forward. Like, even if it's not an intimate or romantic relationship, getting your heart broken can kind of, make you put your guard up and all this other stuff. However, I am seeing that you gracefully moved on from the heartbreak. And, in the face of adversity, you are exuding a frequency of wisdom, right? And trust. And like I said, the angel energy is saying that it's up to you to be assertive, okay? So maybe trust God to be your voice for you, so that you don't put yourself in situations that set you back, okay? So in the future, I am seeing the Lover's energy. So love is gonna find you, or you're gonna find love. That's amazing. And then I'm also seeing that with the Moon energy. And like I said in the beginning of the read, like the Moon energy came in one part of the read, and then Jupiter came in. Y'all are something else. You know that? So I'm just seeing that the Moon and Jupiter are like strongly in alignment. And that's not a bad thing, because that means that during your, like, every 27 days, things that you do on a monthly basis, your habits that you keep up on a monthly basis, whether if they're good or bad, I'm not judging, they're in alignment with a frequency and an energy that's coming from Jupiter, for you to be prosperous, for you to be abundant, for you to have good fortune, for you to grow, right? For you to heal. And there's nothing wrong with that kind of energy. I'm just really excited for you, because that is the pathway that you're on, okay? And then I'm seeing that in the future, it leads to genuine love. So regardless of whatever heartbreak that you experienced in the past, you growing in your wisdom and being able to move on from those heartbreaks gracefully has put you on a pathway where you get to experience the Lover's energy with the Moon energy, where you're making, like I said, you're making memories, if someone is missing you, or you're missing someone, and it's just about making new memories and communicating with that person the love that you have for them, or them expressing the love that they have for you, okay? I'm seeing you in this frequency, and this energy is very meek. So you're going to be making space and time for this love to come in, and for you to embrace that unconditional love, because like I said, the spirit of true self is rooted in unconditional love, even as the ego is seeking security and money. The unconditional love is something that spirit of true self is always going to get what it wants. Okay, I'm just being transparent and being honest with you. It's always going to get what it wants because it's in covenant with the soul, and the soul is responsible for you going through the lessons that you're going through, because you are meant to learn from those lessons that you're going through, right? So then I'm seeing that the memories that you're going to be making with this person that you love are strongly associated with you not operating in a frequency and an energy of selfishness, not operating in an energy of wickedness, and you're also coming through as not extreme. So like I said, you do come through as like someone that's very meek and making space and time for your love to be revealed. So to you, Leo, I do send love, light, and healing energy, and I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.